What's going on, everybody, what's going on? I remember when I said I was gonna do something called music incidentals. I was gonna tell stories about me playing music or whatever, but I realized that was a horrible title, so we just gonna call it story time. So yeah, this is story time. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Pretty much, let me go ahead and paint the picture. We gonna have a musician. His name is John. That's not his real name, but that's what we're gonna call him. Then we have Church A and Church B. So let's jump into it. So I play keys for Church A. You know, I played on the regular church service or whatever, and this, that, and the third. So they having a program at Church A, but the church choir wasn't singing. It was a guest choir. You know, it was a big old, big thing going on. It was nice. And so John and his crew, choir and all that, they were there, and what happened was it was a lot of dead time in between, the one person doing something and then the next person's supposed to get up. So yeah, it's like once they finish, everybody just kind of, kind of like that. So John plays bass guitar, and he had his other musicians there. Other musicians was there as well. I was actually there with a family church, one of my family church, playing drums for them. So after I done got off the drums, I done playing, so I'm just kind of sitting, what a musician says. So yeah, like I said, John plays bass guitar. So I know I was a little wrong for this, but I picked up his bass guitar, and now, all this dead time, play something, and John came, he was like, man, no, don't touch my guitar, this, that, and the other, stuff like that. So I was like, cool, whatever. I was like, man, y'all play something, it's too much dead time in here, making the service go longer. And then after service, we was all taken down and stuff like that. John is gonna say to me, man, I ain't mean to get on to you like that. It's just I'm real protective over my equipment. I don't like nobody touching it. John said his guitar costed like somewhere in the thousands area.
Really, nigga?
Now, it was an Ibanez bass guitar. I'm assuming John was talking to me like I don't look instruments up, like I don't be on GuitarCenter.com, Musicians Friends, Sweetwater, Zounds, Music 123, all the music websites, looking at instruments and stuff. So I was like, yeah, man, whatever. Then his drummer gonna say, man, he even get on to me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So that was my first encounter with John. Then the second encounter with John, it was finna be a real problem. So like I said, I play keys for Church A, and we went over to another church. This is Church B, and John plays at Church B. So it was revival, 3 nights of revival. So I come the first night, I done been to the church had actually moved locations, so I never been to the new church. So I went to the new church of Church B, and I walk in, and I'm just looking at the keyboard or whatever. The guitar player, he was over there tuning up, spoke to him or whatever. I'm just looking at the keyboard and stuff. So I'm just, just kind of tapping on it. It was a broke key, so I'm like, okay, can I work around that? That's all it was. I'm not much of a keyboard player, so I'm just kind of, and all of a sudden, John comes in talking about, oh, I see you like touching on people's stuff, huh? And walks off. I'm just like,
boy, if you don't get,
just kind of minding my business or whatever. Then, yeah, that just pissed me off right there. And I got up and left. Then, night 2 of the revival, I didn't come. I didn't. I didn't. Then, night 3, I just brought my own keyboard and my chords. And like I said, I'm not a keyboard player. I got a Casio keyboard, so it's nothing fancy. They had a Yamaha or something. Like I said, I brought my keyboard, and I was looking at the back of it, looking at the back of their keyboard, trying to see, what all connections. I'm trying to make sure I get a good image of what's plugged into what. That way, once I finish, I can connect everything back. And like I say, John must think I'm a stupid person that I don't know nothing about instruments, this, that, and the third. So what I did was, like I said, I'm looking and I'm getting ready to unplug, and here come John coming up to me asking me what I'm doing, this, that, and the other. I'm like, bro, I play piano for them. The guitar player kind of looking, he like, yeah, he play keys for us sometimes. And John just steady looking at me. He's like, nah, you can't. This is my piano. You can't be doing this. You can't do that, this, that, and the other. I'm like, bruh, this is not your piano. This belongs to the church. He actually was a new musician there. So he trying to play me. I'm like, no, this is not your keyboard. This belongs to the church. He like, this my stuff. This my stuff. I'm like, bruh, you tripping. Then I'm looking at the amp. I'm trying to, you know, plug my stuff up. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna move this keyboard. He's still going, running off at the mouth. Now, the church I play for, Church A, the choir members, they getting, you know, getting lined up behind the microphones or whatever. John decides to sit his ass down behind the keyboard.
Really, nigga?
I'm like,
oh hell no!
Y'all not seeing this?
Bruh.
Then one of Church B's church member, a lady that I've been knowing for a little while, I had walked over and sat by her, and she was like, JW, that is not his keyboard. That keyboard been there since the last musician. I don't know where he get off with that. This, that, and the other. Just don't worry about him. You know, she talking to me, you know, kind of calming me down. She a little upset too, but she was calming me down, you know, talking to me and stuff. I was like, all right. Then I had spoke to one of the choir members, my bad, because she was the last one coming out. I spoke to one of the choir members because I've been knowing her for a long time, since I was a little kid too. So I let her know what happened, and I just up and left. Now, I spoke with some other people as well about this issue, and they know John, and they say John is not a good person. Yeah, people who know John say John is very cocky and all this other stuff. Talking to older musicians as well, they was like, yeah, he this, that, and the other. He too old to be acting like that. You know, going on and on. I even knew one drummer who actually quit playing at Church B because of him. I was like, man, that ain't cool, man. I said, if I ever come across him again, it'll be a real misunderstanding, because I'm going to have some words for him. I'm not the best player, but come on now. You too old to be acting like that. Like, I'm in my 20s, you probably in your 40s, 50s, 60s. Come on now. But that's another thing, man. Y'all older musicians, man, don't get all beside yourself with us younger musicians. Like, we can teach y'all something, y'all can teach us something. Like, that's plain and simple. Don't, like, you been played with this person, that person, we trying to play with this person and that person. You know, give us a little something. Regardless if you an old city musician or you an old country musician. I done been around a bunch of old country musicians all my life, so, you know, I done had some older musicians, you know, tell me some stuff, you know, guide me this way, that way. And I didn't show them some stuff. You know, I got one older musician. He actually in my family. You know, I got love for him, man. Like, that's the homie right there, man. I come to him with anything. You know, when it come to music, I come to him with anything, just talking, laughing, or whatever. He always call me up if he need me to play somewhere. So yeah, that's another thing, man. If I ever come across John, dog, it's gonna be it's gonna be a real misunderstanding. But yeah, that was story time with Jeffrey Wayne. So I hope y'all enjoy, and always see you on stage.
Jeffrey Wayne.